What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we have something pretty darn serious to talk about, and I'm going to bring in a couple different things in this video as well. So, we have the Sony State of Play, or the PlayStation State of Play, this upcoming week. It'll be on Wednesday, October 27th at 2 p.m. Pacific, or also 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, it's a 20-minute presentation, and now excuse my Twitter stupidity. The very first tweet I put out, I guess I made it up in my head, where I saw like games releasing at the end of this year. To I guess clear the air, make sure everybody's on the same page. These are third-party games, so games that release on more than just PlayStation, and they're just games that are upcoming. They also said PS4 and PS5. Now I'm gonna lay a small little bet that it does only mean that and not PS5 exclusives. Now, they also say in the press release that they'll have some check-ins, basically, with some of their own studios. So maybe we get God of War, maybe we get Horizon. That is definitely possible, but it would have to be extremely, extremely fast, extremely short, and honestly, I feel like it's maybe a game more like Sifu or Stray or, something like that. I think it would be along that level. However, Hogwarts Legacy, right? That's what you all came here for. Sorry it took me so long to mention its name. It's kind of like Voldemort. You don't say it. It's definitely possible. Now, if this was just, a State of Play, and I had no other information, I would say my odds of it being there would be extremely low, just mainly because we've been bashed in the head so many times. We've lost so much confidence that I just feel like it's the safe thing to do. It doesn't hurt anybody, right? We don't get our expectations high just to be let down. So that's what I would say. Now, with that being said, I'm not guaranteeing the opposite. I'm not guaranteeing the game is going to be there. But again, couple things to look at. Number one, like I said, I made it up. I don't know why I read it the way, but they're just upcoming games. So games releasing anytime next year count. Okay, Hogwarts Legacy fits that box. Games that are on PS4 and PS5. Now, pretty much every single game we know from PlayStation is both. In fact, I think that's a weakness of theirs going forward. God of War, Horizon, etc. Those are their own games. In terms of games that are only on PS5, even third-party, there's even less of them. I guess like Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, but that's not going to be here. There's no way. So, that's a small thing, but Hogwarts Legacy does check that box. Granted, hundreds of games check that box, okay? But, we have to check all the boxes. So we have that. Third party, so not just PS4 and PS5, but also games that are releasing on multiple consoles. Hogwarts Legacy checks that box. Again, hundreds of games would check the box. I want to bring it back to Millie A. This is a leaker, a person we've talked about in the past. And remember, back in the very beginning of October, she was asked, when do you think we're going to see Hogwarts Legacy, or do you have anything on Hogwarts Legacy? And she said, we'll either see it in October or December. Now, you can say, Alex, picking 2 out of 3 months is a very easy thing to do. It is. Granted, it is. But yet again, why didn't she say November? I guess another thing to back her up. By the way, I trust her. I think she's very, very good. Remember, you can watch, that past video. I'll try to leave it at the end of this one. She's new in terms of, being a leaker, like leaking things, but she's really, really good. And she's gotten some things right that almost nobody else has said, that she was like basically the first to. So I personally trust her. Now, again, saying October or saying December, that could mean anything. It also could be December and could be at the Game Awards, right? I guess and/or. I don't know if it would be at both places. I highly doubt it. But so, back then, so it's actually kind of the same thing here, but just like a reverse scenario. If we only had her statements, you could say, well, Alex, is she going to be right 100% of the time, or could she be wrong on a couple things? And, picking 2 months. So now you have a 50-50 shot, happens in October, or if it doesn't, then you have to wait till December. But now we have that and the State of Play. And I guess if you want to throw in the final little thing, which is not, something that's like brand new or anything, but just the everlasting question of who is able to market this game, who's got the rights. Now, again, I feel like they can go whenever they want, you know what I mean, like Avalanche or WB Games, they probably can do whatever they want, but if they're in, again, this is not me declaring this is me literally asking the question because so many people have asked this question before. Well, what if Sony has it? What if Sony is allowed to, and not Microsoft, not, anybody else? So wouldn't they want to do it at a State of Play? again, you go back also in history, it's been 13 months now, right? Last September, early September, at the state. Now, it wasn't a state of play. It was a PlayStation Showcase or PS5 or Future of Games or whatever they called it. It was a bigger show. But that's the thing. You're not announcing. Oh, I guess I should say one more thing that I guess does also limit the possibilities. They did state in the statement, I guess that they said, right? They stated in the statement that these are games we already know. These are announced games. These are not unannounced games. So, again, as I said for the other things, that's a lot of games. There's a lot of games that fit that bill. But Hogwarts Legacy is a game that's already announced. It's not going to take up 15 minutes of your 20-minute presentation. You can rapid fire things. You could show just a really quick 3-minute trailer. I will still say this. I have a feeling it's not going to be there. I would say I'm leaning more towards it's not going to be there because I don't know the scale of this show. And that's the scary thing, and that's the whole building expectations just to have us getting, just to have us get disappointed. When it comes to like the Game Awards, there's a huge swing of where it goes, right? There's games that are, like Jeff Keighley likes to put small games in, medium games, big games, exclusives, all of this stuff. Upcoming games that are like a while out. He likes to do it all. I think having something on Hogwarts Legacy there is a really big show. You know what I mean? Like a lot of eyes are on it. And it fits, again, like, like what kind of scale the show is. Because the Game Awards is so open with that scale, Hogwarts Legacy fits it. For this show, again, I don't want to say it's going to be there because if the show opens and we're doing small games, you know what I mean? There's like, even if they rapid fire them, which would be cool, if they rapid fire like 5 to 7 games, let's say, right? We just get trailer. Hogwarts could be one of them. However, again, if we're talking about games like Stray or Sifu or, these kind of things, even, I guess, maybe even Ghostwire Tokyo. And some of these, actually all of those, right, are PlayStation exclusive. So you got to think, okay, well, things that, again, are going to come out on other consoles. Maybe like a GTA thing, because that trailer just got announced today. Maybe you show an extended version. I don't know. But the point is the scope. You know what I mean? The scope is what is going to be interesting. And maybe it will be big, considering they say, we'll check in with some of our, because if they check in with Horizon or they check in with God of War, that is a big game. And then in the show, if it is all big games, then Hogwarts obviously is a big game, then it fits the bill. But if it's all small games, will they do one big game and then like 4 or 5 other small games in the show? It's tough. It's tough. I would say there's more hope here than probably ever before. Again, just because all of the boxes that they said are checked. Also, people pointed out, like, they didn't really tell us where to set our expectations, which is probably a good thing because normally they like to really lower the bar. Not just Sony, everybody, right? They lower the bar. They say, this thing's not going to be shown. Don't expect this. Don't expect that. And in a way, they did do that. But I would say overall, they are keeping expectations generally open. So that's a good, I would say that's a good sign. I really would. So, you have all the boxes that have been checked. It's been 13 months. It's also after DC Phantom. So we saw Gotham Knights. We saw Suicide Squad. Hogwarts is the only one left. So, like, come on. You know what I mean? We're going to get it eventually. We are. The question, and then you have Millie A, right? It's like, okay, well, this is it. She said October or December. I trust her. I'm putting my trust in her. And so I would say it's either here or at the Game Awards. If it's not at this show on Wednesday, then I'm looking for, it's right at the Game Awards, in my opinion. It'll be there. So that's probably a bad idea to say that out loud, but you know what, I did it anyway. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, all of that good stuff. All my social media is in the description below if you guys want to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my second channel or support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships. Again, links in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.